Bago ako naging mayor, ang dinatnan kong Maynila ay dugyot, magulo at lugmok. Kaya binilisan natin ng kilos at walang sinayang na oras. Sa nagdaang 2 taon, yung mga parang imposible, naging posible. Lumago ang negosyo, nagkatrabaho ang tao, nanumbalik ang tiwala sa gobyerno, ibinalik natin ang dignidad sa tao. Pumanatag ang pamumuhay sa Maynila, krimen bumaba, droga unti-unting nawala. Ngunit hinamon tayo muli ng tadhana. Dumating ang pandemya. Mabilis na aksyon na naging tugon. Ospital, gamot at pasilidad ay maagap na naihanda. Tuloy-tuloy na bakuna, lahat niyayakap. Inuna ang sikmura, kahon-kahon na ayuda para ang gutom ay mapawi. Pero hindi tayo tumigil. Hindi tayo sumuko. Tunay na solusyon, mabilis na aksyon. Nagawa para sa Manileño, kayang gawin para sa bawat Pilipino. Sa tulong nyo, may awa ang Diyos. Ito ang gagawin ko.
Welcome to the JP Abisilia channel. This is JP Abisilia, the millennial writer, your voice online. There you go. So we are delayed for about half an hour because of the internet connection. It's really unstable. So well, thankfully the internet is already here. I hope it will not die soon. Okay, so thank you so much for coming in. So this is only a quick view of what is happening now in the U.S, especially of course for the Filipino American voters. But this is not only for the Filipino Americans, but for Filipinos in the Philippines as well, and for the Filipinos worldwide, and of course for our American friends who are viewing us as well. We are live on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course here on our YouTube channel. So we are going to talk about Trump as president. I've been a supportive for Trump since 2016. I am a conservative person, for those who don't know. Okay, I supported Trump, especially in 2020 when he ran as president, but Biden won that election. But well, wait, this is our topic for today. Mhm. Nice. I'm not sure if this is the. Okay, let's just use this one. Because we will talk about Donald Trump and the Filipinos in the US, and of course at home here in the Philippines. So tomorrow would be the election in the US. That's November 5 there in the United States. So I don't know if I think some of the places there is already 8 p.m. at night. Here in the Philippines is 12 noon. Okay, and then what's next? Okay, for those who do not know, JP Abisilia, I am the former admin of this page. That's Conservative Philippines. It was created 2020 when we supported Trump, but then it's already deleted for about a year or two, I think. Okay, wait for a minute. I don't know what's happening. Hmm. Mm. Okay, I'll wait for a second. Okay, so I was the former admin of this conservative page. page that's already deleted. I think this better. Oh wait, yeah, I think this one is better. There you go. Uh, and I think some of you, especially on Facebook, know that I'm the owner of this page before, Conservative Philippines, supporting conservative values and practices and principles and beliefs and traditions, of course, as a Filipino Christian who is also a theologian at the same time. So that page is not already available, but we have a lot of pages supporting conservative practices, beliefs, traditions, and even laws. Okay, we have conservative in the Philippines, conservatives of the Philippines, and other pages supporting conservatism here in the Philippines. Interesting here. Hi, Sir JP from Nikkei. Okay, she's in Singapore, by the way. Okay, so that's me as a conservative uh, political commentator. Okay, but the page was deleted. I'm now managing my personal page, the JP Abisilia. You can find my handles there. That's JP Abisilia PH. All throughout social media, you can find me as JP Abisilia PH on Facebook and Instagram, on Twitter or X, and as of course here on YouTube. And I'm using now the JP Abisilia show branding, but it's the JP Abisilia show is every Sunday. Okay, you can subscribe for you to know more about me and about our belief as a conservative, and as someone who's supporting conservatives, and some are not really. Okay, but with some conservative principles. Okay. Um, oh, okay. Next, before that, okay, I just want to show you um, this news from ABS CBN. Okay, this is the news that captured my attention. That's why I go live today quickly. Oh, it's not supporting this. Wait. Okay, let's just read this one. This is the news from ABS-CBN. It's a news platform or a network here in the Philippines. It says inflation, illegal immigration influence a Filipino American vote in U.S. polls. That was posted on November 4th from David Dizan of ABS-CBN News. And it says here, right? Which U.S. presidential candidate will get the majority vote of Filipino American voters come election day, which would be tomorrow in the U.S. Okay, according to the Philippine ambassador, the U.S. Ambassador to the U.S. That's Jose Manuel Romualdez. Information of the consulate show majority of Filipino American voters in California, of course, we know California, okay, are voting for Vice President Kamala Harris. That is not really a shock or something that we really, you know, applause, because we know California is more liberal. They are liberal, and they support some kind of socialism and all of those stuff, progressivism. Okay, that's why we maybe these Filipino Americans living in California was influenced by those who are supporting Kamala Harris, especially with liberalism, progressivism, socialism, leftism in general. That's why many Filipino Americans in California are rooting for Vice President Kamala Harris. But of course, we want Donald Trump. That's why I'm here. When I saw this, I want to influence some people there to go with Donald Trump. And it says data from Pew Research Center show roughly 4 in 10 Filipino Americans, that's about 1.6 million or 38%, live in California, with the highest concentrations in the Los Angeles, in San Francisco metropolitan areas. Other states with sizable numbers of Filipino Americans include Hawaii and Texas. Okay, so those are the places in the United States where most Filipino Americans can be found. Okay, and in Ohio, it says Filipino American voters living in urban areas are also voting for Harris, while those in suburban areas are choosing former President Donald Trump, Romualdez said. And Florida, a red state, is expected to back Trump, while many Filipino voters in New Jersey and New York are voting blue, he added. Filipino American voters are divided when it comes to who they will vote for in this week's election, with some Filipinos backing Trump because of his tough policies on illegal immigration. Because, of course, for Filipinos abroad, immigration is very important. Aside from the economic status of the country, okay, so immigration is really important. That's why some of Filipinos are backing Trump, because Trump is really has a stricter stricter immigration laws than Kamala Harris. Okay, pati mga Pilipino divided. Maraming Filipino are for Trump, Romualdo said. They are against the current administration for two reasons. According to Romualdez, those two reasons, number one is the economy, which I said, and believe it or not, immigration, because that's really important. Adding that many Filipinos find it unfair when foreigners enter the U.S. Without papers and are then given opportunities, like the one coming from Mexico and other places, because that's why the wall of Trump, building the wall, is really one of the hottest issues in the United States. And some Filipinos are backing Trump because of his strong policies on immigration. Okay, and then Romualdez added that Filipinos take it seriously because they uh, connected to what happened to them, which is really important. Uh, for the Filipinos abroad. He said that just like in the Philippines, political climate has become a source of division for Filipino American families. Hindi na nag-uusap, he said. They are now already talking with each other because, of politics. That's the same with Filipino people. So, it's the same with Filipinos, husband and wives, siblings, or even parents and their children. They are having some kind of conflict uh, because of politics, and I believe that's what is also going on in the United States for Filipino Americans. Aside from teaching of Filipino values and traditions, Filipino food, and even the language of Filipino, I believe politics is really a thing for Filipinos, either in abroad or in the Philippines. And then he said, immigration has become a serious concern for U.S. voters, the ambassador said, with hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants entering the country through the south border. Some foreigners, including illegal aliens from China, are able to enter the country via Mexico, he said. That's what I'm talking about the border in south. And then he noted Filipino immigrants have a good reputation in the US with many Filipino nurses and teachers, because some actually I think most Filipinos abroad, like the US, are nurses, and some are really teachers. This it says taking the legal route to come to America and then later becoming US citizens and even dual citizens. And I know some. Okay, I know some who are already citizens in the United States. When it comes to the West Philippine Sea, or and then China and economy. Okay. By the way, I'm just reading the news, but I'm still going to give you why you should go for Trump. Okay, so I'm just sharing the news for now, and it says in the interview, Romualdez said he remains anxious about the outcome of the elections since the two candidates have different views, especially on foreign policy. The winner could also affect Philippine efforts. That's why I am here sharing with you why I go for Trump instead of Kamala Harris. Okay, to secure the West Philippine Sea, modernize the armed forces, and boost economic activity. Talks with people from the defense establishment show the Philippines' interests right now are aligned with the US, which I prefer more than China, of course, and with many countries, especially when it comes to countering China's aggressive moves in the South China Sea, which for us is West Philippine Sea. The aggressive behavior of China is affecting the world order, so to speak. Hindi nila pinapansin ang arbitral ruling. Wala silang pakialam sa territorial sovereignty ng mga ibang bayan, including our neighbors, she said. Okay, so alam mo yung interest in US and other Western countries, they want freedom of navigation. So I think Romualdez is doing Taglish, of Tagalog and then English. Okay. They want freedom of navigation because if that area is controlled by the government, okay, you can pass through the area without asking permission. There's trillions of dollars of trade going through that region. The ambassador said some Western countries see China's aggression to control waterway as a bad sign, like how Russia is now invading Ukraine. There will be a domino effect of what are spreading their influence in. There you go. I apologize because the internet is not really good. It's unstable. Okay, so go back. So most Filipinos, it depends on where they are in the U.S. They are like the ones in California. They are supporting President or Vice President Kamala Harris. But of course, some Filipinos with conservative beliefs, like of most Filipinos have, they are supporting Trump, especially when it comes to Filipino values, and when it comes to, to the economy and West Philippine Sea, the West China or South China Sea, or West Philippine Sea for us, and then some other issues. Okay. Lee Wells, good vibes. Mapagpalang hapon, boss JP. He says that's blessed afternoon. Okay, from Will, good vibes. Mas okay pa nga si Donald Trump maging pangulo. Madami lang inggit sa kanya. Says it says it's better for Donald Trump to be the president, but there are many of are jealous of him. Okay, Ingles, Riders for Life says, Riders for Life says, and then toll wheel riders for life says. Okay, let's go on and continue with this. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, I know this one. Oh, mm, no, where is it? Mm, not that one. Okay, this one. Okay, before we go with that verse, okay, this I will share with you five reasons why we are endorsing Trump, why we are supporting Trump. Okay, as a Filipino conservative, for Filipinos, but not only for the Filipinos in the U.S., but also for the Filipinos here in the Philippines, because many Filipino practices are influenced of the US. Okay, that's why Filipinos are supporting, uh, and some communities are supporting progressivism and socialism. Okay, first, again, we support Donald Trump, and I am endorsing Donald Trump. If you go out tomorrow for to vote, number one, again, because of the stronger economic ties and opportunities that we can have if Donald Trump will win this election, and I really believe, you know, Trump's policies emphasize fair trade, and economic independence, which for me benefit the Philippines by fostering mutually beneficial trade agreements. And I believe by focusing on economic stability and job creation, this is really important for Filipinos in the U.S. Okay, Trump's approach can create more opportunities for Filipinos abroad and encourage investment in the Philippines at the same time, which is very important. Supporting growth in both economies, U.S. and Philippine economies, which I think it, when it comes to Kamala Harris, Harris's policies could hurt economic growth instead of helping it. You know that Harris, like most liberals and social democrats in the U.S., they are supporting tax increases. Okay, that's what liberal really wants, and some socialists and communists and social democrats, they are into tax increases and a larger government presence in the economy, which we don't like as conservative. The many conservative Filipinos like me, we view larger government, larger interventions of the government, and tax increases as a threat to personal, financial stability and economic growth. Okay, for us Filipinos and for Filipinos working abroad, including the ones in the U.S. Okay, the uh, her proposed Kamala Harris's proposed tax hikes, especially for the rich. Okay, they are using that, to confuse the public. Okay, that they are taxing the rich higher than the normal people. The proposed tax hikes, by the way, and regulations could reduce job opportunities and limit their earning potential, ultimately affecting, the remittances they are sending back in the Philippines. Because the exchange of dollar and peso are is the depends on the remittances that we are receiving from abroad, especially in the U.S. Okay, so that's why for us, I really endorse Trump because he has a stronger economic policies that could help Filipinos in the U.S. and of course here back in the Philippines. And then second, um, we support Donald Trump, number two, because of his commitment to national sovereignty and security, which is for me is really important when it comes to the issue of the West Philippine Sea. Because uh, uh, don't get me wrong, okay, me as a Filipino, it's really important for me to build stronger alliances with Asian countries as an Asian country. Okay, like China. It's really important to build a good relationship between China and the Philippines, not just Singapore, Taiwan, Malaysia, and other places. It's important for me to have China a good China and Philippine relationship. But the problem is China. China is really bullying smaller countries, especially that we don't have a strong armed forces. We don't have high tech equipment when it comes to jet planes and other war equipment. We don't have those. So that's the problem with China. That's why I am going with the U.S. instead of China, because of the commitment of U.S., especially for Trump, to national sovereignty and security. Okay, I believe that under Trump, the U.S. Takes a firm stance on in issues that threaten sovereignty, especially in the Asia Pacific. His administration's focus on reinforcing defense alliances can mean a stronger security partnership with the Philippines, which I really support instead of the other party. Okay, instead, I believe that helping the nation defend its territorial integrity and secure its maritime resources is really important, because Kamala Harris has, for me, okay, Kamala Harris has a weak stance on national security. Although the news, especially from Romualdez, he says that is um, Trump is more America first, but I believe Trump is also helping nations. When Trump is the president, there's a lesser number of wars, especially in the Middle East. Okay, so I believe it's really important, because Kamala's stances on national security and even international policies is weak. Okay, her Harris has, often advocated for a more lenient approach to foreign policies, which could lead to weaker military support for allies like the Philippines. Okay, this tension that's going on in the West Philippine Sea, this territorial disputes that we have, it's really important that we have a stronger ally like the United States. But again, we also need to build stronger alliances with other Asian countries like Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, and other places, Japan, okay, South Korea. Okay, but the strongest country that we can rely on for me is the United States. Okay, I love to work with China, but China is really not good in when it comes to mutual respect. They don't have that. So I go with the US. And for that reason, I go for Donald Trump as president instead of Kamala Harris. Okay. Next. Number three, why I'm supporting Donald Trump and endorsing Trump. Because Trump support for family and traditional values. For me, that is really important. Okay, especially for us Filipino conservatives and for those in the U.S. who are teaching, I believe, and I want to believe, teaching their children Filipino values and culture and beliefs and practices. Okay, I go with Trump because of this. Okay, Trump's conservative stance aligns more closely with Filipino cultural values. Okay, standing against radical changes, the radical left, the radical socialists, the radical communists that could disrupt family structures and cultural norms, because Kamala Harris is influenced by liberalism, social democrats, and even some leftists and communists. They are changing the idea of a family. Okay, for us conservatives, especially for conservative Christians, for us, a family consists of a mother and a husband and children. But these progressives, they are changing everything. Okay, they are changing the structure of a family. So Filipino culture deeply values family. We know that family, faith, freedom, traditional morals, which are under threat from progressive fallacies that promote ideologies contrary to these beliefs. That's why I'm on are also addressing this not only to the Filipino Americans in the US but also for Filipinos in the Philippines, because many Filipinos, especially the liberals in the Philippines, are affected by this progressive. We're back. Shout out to Globe Telecom. Napakabilis ng inyong internet. Salamat. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Globe Telecom's internet connection is not really good. Okay, where we are, by the way. Okay, thank you again for those who are here. We have Will's Good Vibes, Riders for Life, Mikai. Oh, Kim Rod is here. Kim is my former co-worker. Good afternoon, host JP, and to all. Get first, that's from Tiger 38. She's in Singapore, by the way. RFL Heart Heart, and then Wheels Hi, and then Mikai, Tiger 38 Hi po. Again, mega loud shout out to Globe Telecom. Ayusin niyo po ang inyo pong internet connection. Napakabagal. Okay, let's go back. Nasisira yung ating pag-uusap dahil dito kay Globe. Nakakaasar itong Globe na to. Napakabagal. Nawala tuloy yung aking... Okay. Shout out Globe. Kumusta kayo dyan? Nakakakain ba tayo ng maayos dyan? Okay. So again, I am supporting Donald Trump. Number one, because of his stronger economic ties and opportunities. Okay. Number two, because of his commitment to national sovereignty and security. And then where's that? Number three, for support for family and traditional values. Because again, Kamala Harris's progressivism affects how we understand family and especially gender issues. because Trump's conservative stance aligns more closely to us, to what we believe, to the Filipino cultural values, standing against radical changes that could, disrupt family structures and cultural norms. No, Kamala Harris supports progressive policies because of her nature, of her political beliefs. Progressive policies on family, gender issues, often pushing ideologies that conflict with traditional Filipino values. That's why I'm all encouraging our Filipino American folks to instill, to teach your children about the Filipino values, morals, traditions, beliefs that we have. Because these people, especially in California, they are really affected by progressives, liberals, social democrats, leftists, anarchists, and those who don't believe God as well. So many Filipinos are deeply rooted in faith and family may feel that Harris's stance on issues like gender ideology and redefine family rules that could erode cultural norms that we believe as conservatives and weaken the foundation of the family, which is for us is the stronger unit of our society, family. If you are redefining families against what we believe what a family is, then you are destroying the stronger unit of the society, which is a family. That's why I'm supporting Trump instead of Kamala Harris. Okay. And then fourth, this one. Okay, fourth, I am supporting Donald Trump presidency and J.D. Vance for vice president because they offer support for the rule of law. Okay, the rule of law. Why is that? Okay, because Donald Trump's stance on the rule of law, he really because Donald Trump graduated from the military academy, and he is not really that conservative, but he is leaning more into conservative beliefs, but strongly on the rule of law. Okay, his stance on the rule of law emphasizes a strong traditional approach to maintain public safety, national security, and border approach or border control. That's what we are talking about, especially the news that we have uh, earlier from ABS-CBN. So Trump has been outspoken in his support of for law enforcement agencies, which this radical left really devalued because Kamala Harris and her people, the radical left, they are into defunding the police officers. They are really into riots and all of those stuff. Like that's why some of these people are really anarchists. They are not. They don't like to be controlled by law enforcement. Okay, which is really for me is dangerous. Especially in the United States for people living there because even during daytime people are really doing bad things which for me is not really good. Okay, Trump has been spoken in his support for law enforcement. That's why we are supporting him. Okay, and has pushed for stricter enforcement of immigration laws, which is important for Filipino Americans in the U.S., arguing that these focus upholds, national security and preserves public order, which is really uh, being influenced by the radical left because there are a lot of people in the US that they are going beyond freedom. They are going because they really their freedom is really going crazy. The freedom that we want is freedom of not being intruded in every single thing that they are doing, even stealing, robbing, and burning flags and all of those stuff, which is, for me, it's not really good. As a conservative who loves God, who loves people, who loves having a good relationship with other people and having a peace and order, uh, for me, that's not really good. That's why I go with Trump. Okay, and Trump also advocates for policies that limit violent crimes, like what I'm talking about, and then reinforce legal structures and uphold judicial integrity for many Filipinos who value safety, like I do, and then stability and respect for authority, which is really, really far from what liberal Americans are doing. Okay. Trump's law and order approach aligns with these priorities that we want. Okay. Especially for security and structured society. We want a more orderly society, a more structured society with police officers um maintaining this kind of security and safety that we have. Okay, Kamala has a lack of support for this kind of things like the law and order. Her stance on law enforcement and justice reform has raised it is really concerning because it's really affecting the public order, especially these coming from the border going in the US, and even those people in the United States supporting Harris and liberalism, progressivism, and all of the stuffs. They are really creating disorder in the country. And many conservative Filipinos like me, we believe that upholding law and order as a means to ensure safety in is it is really a means of ensuring making sure that the community is working well. Okay, well, that you really feel safe. I remember when I'm still working with our company, because some of our people are going to the United States for some events. Okay, when they go to California, they are really robbed. I think thrice or twice or something like that. So public safety in California and many places in the United States is not really good. Okay, it is creating a ripple effect of bad habits, of bad society, of bad uh, continents, and especially for us who are looking up to this United States. Okay, they are really affecting us, and these people are influencing our liberal people in the U.S., which for me is bad. Okay, are in the Philippines. Okay, number five, this is important for me as a Christian. Okay, preservation of religious freedom. Okay, that's the fifth reason why I am supporting Trump, for the preservation of religious freedom. Trump's administration has been vocal. Uh, they have been vocal on advocating religious freedom, religious integrity, religious liberty. Okay, something that we Filipinos really valued highly. Okay, especially for religious conservatives. Okay, either here in the Philippines or abroad. Okay, so in contrast, policies are promoted by the radical left, like the one supporting Kamala Harris. They often threat religious institutions and beliefs. Actually, some of these liberals, progressives, and leftists, they really discourage a public show or demonstration of someone's belief, even on social media. For they are really spreading the idea that religion must be kept, you know privately. That's why they are against praying in public places, praying, for example, on schools and other places, because they believe that faith, someone's belief in a sovereign God that we believe Christians uh, really value highly. Okay, these people are against that. Okay, even on social media, they don't like us sharing our beliefs. They don't actually, they believe that it's the opium of the people, because they believe that these are Christian people, Christian belief and other religious belief are controlling people. They are making people crazy, stupid, and all of those stuff. Actually, many of these liberals are thinking that we are boomers. We are people who are believing traditions that are already obsolete, traditions in the 50s or 19th centuries, 20th centuries. Okay, that's why they are talking about the phrase, it's already 2024. Okay, come on, wake up, it's already 2024. It's already our families is already like this and like that. Families is not already consist of a father, a mother, and children. Okay, and of course they are pushing for abortion instead of adoption, and then on all of those stuff. Okay, and especially the gender ideologies. For me, voting Trump will protect these rights that we Filipinos believe. Okay, for us to live and practice our faith freely without government interference or intervention. Because Kamala Harris, on the other hand, s- somewhat has kind of restriction to religious freedom. Okay, he Harris has been known to support policies that conservatives argues to in French are religious liberties. Okay, and this is for us significant concern for many Filipinos, because we value faith, we value freedom, freedom to do what we believe, freedom to pray in public, freedom to share our beliefs, and even some people in the Christian world, a freedom to preach the word of God in the streets or marketplaces. Okay, we want to preserve that freedom, the freedom to share, the freedom to worship God. Okay, especially for America, because we know America love God. Okay, and instead of those progressive thinking that we are already obsolete people believing some obsolete beliefs and traditions. Okay, Kamala's policies may place restrictions on religious expression, which for me is dangerous, and it could affect individual and religious institutions. That's why I am going with Trump, because we want this to be preserved. We want this to be secured. Okay, under Trump's administration. Okay, I think that's all. So again, I go with Trump because we want the preservation of religious freedom. We support the rule of law. We support family and traditional values. We support commitment to national sovereignty and security. We support stronger economic ties and opportunities, especially for Filipinos abroad. Okay. And lastly, I just want to share a verse because I believe this will make liberals, social democrats, uh, atheists, anarchists cringe. Okay. I want to share this verse from Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay. For us conservatives, that's why I'm also supporting former Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, because for us we want to put God first. We believe that God is still sovereign. God is higher in authority than the president, than the governor, than the congressman, than the mayor. And we believe these people are being allowed by God to rule us. Okay, but we prefer, as a conservative Christian and as a believer of God, that to have an authority that is righteous, to have an authority who you know um allow, or who how do you call this, respect God than his authority or her authority as a mayor, as a congress person, or as a president. Okay, so we want this to be preserved. Okay, we believe, me especially as a theologian, a Christian conservative, that the purpose of government should be to promote common welfare, and then to ensure that domestic order, okay, domestic safety, and establish and enforce laws that will, guarantee common welfare of the society. Okay, government should seek to eliminate evil and preserve the good. That's what we want. That's why we are supporting Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a friend of some religious leaders, like, Franklin Graham, who also spoke in one of his sorties or rallies. Okay, because Trump is more into, he also believe God. Okay, actually, we believe this one, when he was shot. Okay, we believe that God is really protecting Trump. Okay, but there's no something like inspirational thing from heaven. But I believe that God is protecting Trump. I believe that God is really preserving the life of our president Donald Trump in a way practices our practices, our principles as conservatives. So I think that's all. This the uh, only thing that I can share with you. Again, especially for the Filipino Americans in the U.S. I hope that you will in California, that you will reconsider your thoughts about Kamala Harris. Again, this message is not only for the Filipino Americans in the United States. Remember that America has a great impact, influence, okay, in the Philippines. Well, especially now in our digital world, because digital world like this one, okay, like what we are doing, communicating online, it really defy barriers, defy, bridges, defy seas, oceans. Okay, okay. That's why many liberals are being affected by what is happening in the United States. That's why it's really important for us choosing a person who is an ally of conservatism, an ally of Filipino tradition, an ally of Filipino culture, of an ally of preserving these beliefs that we have. Because These radical left are thinking that we are idiots, we are stupid, living like the people during the caveman. But we know that there are things that are not, we can't really change. Okay, beliefs, especially in God, cannot really change. Of course, we are against progressive thoughts, but of course we believe that traditions, beliefs, faith cannot really progress that much. Okay, people who believe in God and pray in God publicly before are still doing that now. Okay, that is not an obsolete belief or tradition or practice. Okay, that is something that you cannot really go in progress. Of course, we support progressive urban development, high tech equipment, devices, and a high tech public service. But there are things like traditions, morals, spirituality, and all of those beliefs, ethics that you cannot really change, okay, instantly. Okay, that's why I really hate liberals, radical left saying that, hey, wake up, stupid, it's already 2024. What if it's 2024? The God of Abraham, the God of David, the God of Moses, the God of the past forefathers in the United States is still the God of 2024. There's nothing that changed. Okay? Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's what we believe. Okay? Okay. You can say that it's already 2024. Come on, family is already changing. Gender ideology is already changing. And all of this stuff is already changing. No, no. Okay, there are things that we want to preserve as conservatives. That's why we call conservatives, because there are things that we want to conserve. Okay, Paul Vincent Birog. Hello, Trump 2024. Okay, Trump. Yes, Trump and Vance 2024. Again, I hope the Filipino Americans in California and other places, New York, New Jersey, will reconsider their beliefs when it comes to Donald Trump. Okay, and I believe you go to your polls tomorrow and vote. And again, I am supporting and endorsing the Donald Trump presidency. Again, that's for stronger economic ties and opportunities. That's for commitment to national sovereignty and security, support for family and traditional values, support for the rule of law, and of course, preservation of religious freedom. Okay. Shout out Sir JP Abisilia, that's from Juvie Navarroza. Again, thank you so much. Good evening to those people in the United States, or I think some places are already um, midnight, but some places are still 9. For those using Pacific time, is still 9:15 in the evening. But of course, here in the Philippines, it's already 1:15 in the afternoon. Okay, so thank you so much for listening, and I apologize on behalf of Globe Telecom for very unstable internet connection. I'm sorry for that, and thank you so much for those who don't left us in spite of the unstable internet connection. Thank you so much, and I believe you will go and support Trump. Go for religious freedom. Go for stronger security and foreign policies. Go for the rule of law, and go for stronger economic policies. Thank you so much. Jovi Navarro says, I love your accent. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. And again, God bless. God first to join a go to your poll tomorrow and vote for Donald Trump and Vance. Thank you so much. Good day. This JP Abisilia, the millennial writer, your voice online. I have my the JP Abisilia show every Sunday. Okay, and I have some live every day, or sometimes I don't have live, though it was affected by internet connection. And again, thank you so much for coming in, and good day. Have a great, blessed day for everyone. Thank you for coming. See you again soon. I have live tonight here in the Philippines. It's 6 p.m. In the Philippines, Philippine or Manila time. See you again soon tonight. Thank you so much. Bye.
Manila, I keep coming back to Manila. Simply ain't no place like Manila. Manila, I'm coming home.